So, guys, we're less than a month away from the presidential election in the United States. It's crunch time in the United States, and they are doing anything to scrape the barrel to try to convince the lowest common denominator to gain their support. Because let's face it, after the two hurricanes, after the disaster of the response by Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, they are pretty much screwing themselves. And they are on their last limbs. They don't know what to do. So the best thing they can do is try deliberately to reach out to men. They are so desperate because they're losing the vote that they have to reach out and go identity warfare to reach out to the most manly men as possible. Where you get Tim Walz trying to fake himself, being a hunter boy. I wish we had that clip. That was kind of hilarious. But here's the new ad campaign that came out for them. And oh boy, is it absolutely hilarious to witness this. And this is supposed to, again, gain over voters that got screwed over by the Biden-Harris experience for the last 4 years. They know that they got screwed over with inflation and the economy and endless warfare and how all these empty promises just continued to build up. And now with the hurricane, seeing the disaster of trying to give them relief without giving them relief, we know that they're crumbling. So here's the response that Kamala Harris is trying to reach out to young men voters. Listen to this.
I'm a man.
I'm a man.
I'm a man, man.
And I'm man enough.
I'm man enough to enjoy a barrel-proof bourbon.
Neat.
Man enough to cook my steak rare.
Man enough to deadlift 500.
This is already a great start. I'm a man. I'm a manly man. Oh my God. This is already hilarious. And by the way, you're a man, not a werewolf. I don't know anyone that proud to eat their steak rare. I mean, I know some people that do, but they are technically part animal. If you met them personally. Oh my God. That's hilarious. Start this again. This is hilarious.
I'm a man.
I'm a man.
I'm a man, man.
And I'm man enough.
I'm man enough to enjoy a barrel-proof bourbon.
Neat.
Man enough to cook my steak rare.
Man enough to deadlift 500, then braid the out of my daughter's hair.
You think I'm afraid to rebuild a carburetor? I eat carburetors for breakfast.
I ain't afraid of bears.
That's what bear hugs are for.
I'll tell you another thing I sure as shit am not afraid of. Women.
I'm not afraid of women.
I'm not afraid of women.
They want to control their bodies? I say go for it.
They want to use IVF to start a family? I'm not afraid of families.
They want to be childless cat ladies?
Have all the cats you want.
Woman wants to be president?
Well, I hope she has the guts to look me right in the eye and accept my full-throated endorsement.
Oh
I'm man
my
enough
God.
to support women.
Man enough to know what kind of donuts I like.
Man enough to admit I'm lost, even when I refuse to ask for directions.
Man enough to not ban young women from reading Little Women.
Or one of those pants books that the sisters like.
I'm man enough to raw dog a flight. It sucked. Not worth it.
I'm man enough to be emotional in front of my wife.
In front of my kids.
In front of my horse.
Oh my God.
I'm man enough to tell you that I cry at Love Actually.
Goodwill Hunting.
West Side Story.
That and Predator.
And I'm sick of so-called men domineering, belittling, and controlling women just so they can feel more powerful.
That's not how my mama raised me.
I love women.
I love women who support their families.
Women who decide not to have
Oh my
Women
God.
who take charge.
And I'm man enough to help them win.
Follow that with man up and vote. Do you like your steaks rare and cry at Love Actually? You will vote. Oh dear God. Oh my God. That is too hilarious to even consider thinking about democracy. Oh, Well, we gotta go through this again. This is hilarious. I you know, there's so many things with this. That you could tell this is just absolutely scraping the bottom of the barrel to do anything. Even if it's the most absurd, obnoxious, you know this is phony and fake, obvious signs in this campaign ad. But, you know, I'm a man. And I eat my steak rare. And I eat carburetors for breakfast. Well, that explains the iron poisoning. Also, carburetors haven't existed since what? The early 90s, late 80s? Let's watch this again. This is hilarious.
I'm a man.
I'm a man.
First of all, that guy right there, I mean, I can't tell. Like, it almost looks like, it looks like a Saturday Night Live skit. It literally looks like an actor wearing a fat suit purposely. Like, that just, it looks too phony. Come on.
I'm a man.
I'm a man.
I'm a man, man.
And I'm man enough.
I'm man enough to enjoy a barrel-proof bourbon.
Neat.
Man enough to cook my steak rare.
And this guy, first of all, cook your steak rare. It's hard for me to believe how much of a rare steak eater you are, posing like you're a grade school child on picture day, really enthusiastically. I like to eat my steak rare. I'm in between takes. I'm also a GQ model. But they want me to pretend to be the most straightest man possible. I eat my steak rare. It's like, how can we get the most stereotypes into a campaign ad? Seriously. God.
I'm a man.
I'm a man.
I'm a man, man.
And I'm man enough.
I'm man enough to enjoy a barrel-proof bourbon.
Neat.
Man enough to cook my steak rare.
Man enough to deadlift 500, then braid the out of my daughter's hair.
You think I'm afraid to rebuild a carburetor?
Braid the shit out of my daughter's hair. Who talks like that? I know people that have kids, have daughters. None of them. Like, I go braid the shit out of my daughter's hair. What the fuck? Yeah, I played Tea Party so hard. Oh my God. I just, how is this not a sketch? How is this not a joke? They can literally air this on SNL as is. They don't even need writers. It's just perfect. This is a sketch. This is not a campaign ad. This is not endorsing anything. I'm a man. I eat rare steak and braid my daughter's hair to shit. And bulletproof, what is it, whiskey? Bulletproof bourbon. Yeah, I don't even, yeah. That's, again, talk about squeezing in all the stereotypes into one ad. Come on. You can tell how fake this is.
I eat carburetors for breakfast.
I ain't afraid of bears.
That's what bear hugs are for.
I'll tell you another thing.
I ain't afraid of bears. Was that a little innuendo right there? I ain't afraid of bears. I ain't afraid of bears. As I pose like an underwear ad sitting on top of this tailgate. The other guy eats carburetors for breakfast. I mean, that I can tell by looking at him. He's definitely got the metal build on him. You know, I'm a man. I'm worried about choking on some hazardous parts from a carburetor. Oh my God, this is too much. This is too much.
I sure as shit am not afraid of. Women.
I'm not afraid of women.
I'm not afraid of women.
They want to control their bodies? I say go for it.
They want to use IVF to start a family? I'm not afraid of families.
They want to be childless cat ladies?
Have all the cats you want.
Woman wants to be president?
Well, I hope she has the guts to look me right in the eye and accept my full-throated endorsement.
Because I'm man enough to support.
What do I feel like when they tried to do like casting for this, they just went to like a Broadway musical and just said, hey, I know I'm not going to judge who you are, but we need you to play the most stereotypical man for a campaign ad for men for Kamala Harris. Come on. Come on. I was going to stand at a fence line with their hand tucked down their pocket and say, I ain't afraid of women. I ain't afraid of women. If they want to use I, the, you know, I ain't afraid. Maybe he's doing method acting. His hand is down his pocket so he can make sure his balls are still there. I don't know. Jesus Christ.
Support women.
Man enough to know what kind of donuts I like.
Man enough to admit I'm lost, even when I refuse to ask for directions.
Man enough to not.
Again, there's so many like innuendos to this. I'm man enough to know what kind of donuts I like. Wink, wink. I'm also not afraid of bears. I eat carburetors. I like my steak rare. Wow. Are you trying to suggest something? Is there double entendres about in this campaign ad that we don't know about? Maybe they drank that tap water that Alex Jones says it makes the frogs gay. This is what you call hitting rock bottom so fast that you are desperate to cling to anything campaign. Because that's what they're doing here. They're just blurring out any stereotype whatsoever to be like, yeah, men, we're not afraid to cry. We eat steak rare. We fix cars by not actually fixing them, but standing upon them like a model. I'm a man. Oh, God, there's
Not
more.
ban young women from reading Little Women.
Or one of those pants books that the sisters like.
I'm man enough to run.
What? One of those pants books that the sisters wear. I didn't realize there was a male attack on women reading Little Women. What the? This is all nonsense. This is all freaking nonsense. For nothing. Nothing. I support the women that lead Little Women and that book where the sisters wear those pants. Oh, this is too hilarious.
Raw dog a flight. It sucked. Not worth it.
I'm man enough to be emotional.
And then he says, I'm man enough to raw dog a flight. Which I didn't even know what the hell that was until I did a quick Google search and then, Urban Dictionary magically appeared. And apparently raw dogging is not what you think it is. It's not, the same as the Mile High Club or glory hole as maybe these people are thinking. Apparently, it means when you board a flight and you don't have any electronics, you don't watch the screens, you don't have any music, you're just sitting there in your own conscience, you don't even fall asleep. That's apparently raw dogging a flight. Which if that's what we're calling it, I think they need to change the wording of that for obvious reasons. It's, oh my god, this is already too hilarious. This is already so friggin' hilarious. And you can tell the actors in this campaign ad don't even believe what they're saying. They're standing there. You can tell they're not even convincing to the act. Like, their direction is, okay, you're a man, you're a burly man, you do man things. And they're not even committed to that. They don't even know what the hell to do. Like, NASCAR. Oh, man.
Emotional in front of my wife.
In front of my kids.
In front of my horse.
I'm man enough to tell you that I cry at Love Actually.
Good Will Hunting.
West Side Story.
That and Predator.
And I'm sick of so-called
I'm man enough that I cried in front of Love Actually. Well, if I remember, have I ever seen Love Actually? I don't even know. Was that the one where they had the cue cards standing outside and it was like the best? I think it's like the best friend of the guy is in love with his wife. Is that the one I'm thinking of? Because I'll tell you, it's not a crier. The only time I would cry in front of a movie like that is when I paid the ticket and realized how much it cost to see that. Oh, man. Like, come on. Come on. This is just so over the top obnoxious. Just how stupid. Crying at Love Actually. That makes me a man enough to vote for Kamala Harris. I'm a man. I want to send more nonviolent criminals into our prison system for prison labor. I'm a man. I want to deny relief checks to hurricane victims. That's the quotes they should be using. I'm a man. I want to lock up parents of truant kids, primarily in minority schools. I'm a man. I'm going to lie about working at McDonald's. This is too funny. This is way too funny. Go back to that.
One of those pants books that the sisters like.
I'm man enough to raw dog a flight. It sucked. Not worth it.
I'm man enough to be emotional in front of my wife.
In front of my kids.
In front of my horse.
I'm man enough to tell you that I cry at Love Actually.
Good Will Hunting.
West Side Story.
That and Predator.
And I'm sick of so-called men domineering, belittling, and controlling women just so they can feel more powerful.
Even just the way they say it. I'm sick of these so-called men. Come on. Come on. This is already too funny. Already too funny. It's okay. They're men. They're manly men. But I don't want those so-called other men. You know, the men that don't cry enough at Love Actually and eat their steak medium rare like normal people. At least they didn't say well done. Because then I would have to use the wise wisdom of King of the Hill, Hank Hill, by asking them firmly but politely to leave. Because if you eat a steak well done or extra well done, just get out. You don't know what food is at that point. Oh my God, this is too hilarious.
That's not how my mama raised me.
I love women.
I love women who support their family.
That's not how my mama raised me. My mama raised me to look effeminate on a truck and love women. What? This is a political ad, by the way. I just want to assure people that this is a campaign ad for Kamala Harris. And so far, I have not seen anything remotely political whatsoever in this. There's no policy other than the fact it's like watching grade schoolers, like when a bully, calls you homo or something like that, and you snap back by saying, "No, I'm not," or like trying to deflect that or something like it seems like that kind of notion. Because this has nothing to do with politics. This is so vaguely stupid. That's hilarious. Like, what does this have to do with anything? What does this have to do with the campaign and the election coming up? Like, oh my God. It's so just horribly hilarious. Oh.
Women who decide not to have families.
Women who take charge.
And I'm man enough to help them win.
Man up, get involved, vote. Vote so you can eat more of those carburetors. Man up and vote so you can watch more movies and cry in front of your kids. Man up. Man up so we can get to World War III faster. Man up! We gotta play one more time. One more time full, because it's just how hilarious this is.
I'm a man.
I'm a man.
I'm a man, man.
And I'm man enough.
I'm man enough to enjoy a barrel-proof bourbon.
Neat.
Man enough to cook my steak rare.
Man enough to deadlift 500, then braid the out of my daughter's hair.
You think I'm afraid to rebuild a carburetor? I eat carburetors for breakfast.
I ain't afraid of bears.
That's what bear hugs are for.
I'll tell you another thing I sure as
That's
shit
what
am not
bear
afraid
hugs
of.
are for.
Women.
I'm not afraid of women.
I'm not afraid of women.
They want to control their bodies? I say go for it.
They want to use IVF to start a family? I'm not afraid of families.
They want to be childless cat ladies?
Have all the cats you want.
Woman wants to be president?
Well, I hope she has the guts to look me right in the eye and accept my full-throated endorsement.
Because I'm man enough to support women.
Man enough.
Come on! That's gotta be a double entendre. A full-throated support. Well, now you know how Kamala got into politics. Ayo! Full-throated endorsement. Was that after or before the bear hug? This could be the advertisement for the Democratic orgy after party in November. Oh my God, this is wow. I feel like I'm watching friggin' Mad TV doing a stunt like this. Come on. This is just
Enough to know what kind of donuts I like.
Man enough to admit I'm lost, even when I refuse to ask for directions.
Man enough to not ban young women.
I'm man enough to show off my curves. I want to show the good side of my beard. I got the pretty side. Oh my God. This is just literally I feel like I'm watching a sketch. Like, to me, that doesn't look like an actual person. It looks like an actor who put on a fat suit to do this commercial. It literally looks like that. It looks like what was that movie that just came out with Brendan Fraser? And he wears the fat suit, and it looks convincing, but you realize that it's Brendan Fraser in a fat suit. Like, that's literally, I'm watching a sketch right now. not a campaign ad. This is a sketch. This is how Saturday Night Live could be doing this and running this full time and get huge amount of ratings on how ridiculous this is. I'm a man. I want some bear hugs. I got the full throat endorsement. Eat that steak rare with the carburetors. Okay, gotta see the rest.
From reading Little Women.
Or one of those pants books that the sisters like.
I'm man enough to raw dog a flight. It sucked. Not worth it.
I'm man enough to be emotional in front of my wife.
In front of my kids.
In front of my horse.
Oh my God.
I'm man enough to tell you that I cry at Love Actually.
Goodwill Hunting.
West Side Story.
That and Predator.
And I'm sick of so-called men domineering, belittling, and controlling women just so they can feel more powerful.
That's not how my mama raised me.
I love women.
I love women who support their families.
Women who decide not to have families.
Women who take charge.
And I'm man enough to help them win.
There you go, folks. Man up. Man up. Stand next to a fence. Hands in your pocket. Say, I'm not afraid of women. I'm not afraid. I don't like that other man. Get the full-throated endorsement of Kamala Harris. Oh my God. Jeez. Well, there you go, folks. That is how little they're trying to do to, especially in the coming weeks of the campaign. This is crunch time. This is where the stuff really matters. And because they shot themselves so badly, that this is the little that they can do now. The little they can do now is pay a bunch of people to act like stereotypical, like joke, like it's almost a joke. It's a joke for men. And coming from the group that barely knows what a woman is. Well, now we don't even know what a man is. Apparently. Because it sounds like they're just laughing at the most insane, ridiculous things to try to make the point that men are also supportive of Kamala Harris. Like, again, there's no policy measure. There's nothing political in that ad. It was literally just a sketch of nothing. But if you like to eat your steak raw, if you like to eat carburetors, if you cried at Love Actually, which, again, the only reason I would cry in front of those movies is knowing how much a ticket would cost to see that movie. If you've ever stand in front of your horse and cried about your darkest secrets, if you're not afraid to braid the shit out of your daughter's hair, and know what donuts you like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, then I guess you have the full-throated endorsement of Kamala Harris. Wow. Just wow.